is Russ. Yeah, I'm headed out of Costco right now. Take a look outside. See all that snow? What happened to our good weather? I'm recording this on the first day of spring. Yeah, today's Thursday. Yeah, by the time you guys see this video, it might actually be next week, Tuesday. Yeah, I have a number of videos that have to come out first. And, I've always debated whether I should release a More from Russ Right video at the same time as a Russ is Right video. Because sometimes I think what might happen is, if a person sees, let's say they see a More from Russ video pop up on their daily feed as suggested videos, they may not think that there's another Russ is Right video or More from Russ video. So if I put two of them out at the same time, even though it's two separate channels, it could confuse the issue, and so you could take away from one of the other videos. So because of that, I think I'll just do one video a day, with regardless whichever channel it happens to be. So you won't see this probably till Tuesday. But some things to tell you today. First off, let's go into some of the health stuff again. Yeah, let me take a drink of this. Sorry, I had to get Diet Pepsi again. Didn't have a quarter on me. So anyway, I got the lab test results back from the urine sample that I submitted. Now it's been about a week and a half, something, a little over a week and a half, something like that. They told me it was going to take 2 to 4 weeks, but it came back early. Yeah. Now, I didn't get the comments from the doctor yet. I just know that the test results came in, so you can actually see the results online. Yeah, they don't look too good. I figured there wouldn't be any real big issue, but no, there was a number of things that they test for. I don't know. They test for everything from like salt and uric acid, or I don't know, a whole bunch of other things that I don't know about. Some of the results were high, some of the results were low. Some were normal, but quite a few high and quite a few lows. Now, the ones that are high and low, they're not high by that much. They always tell you, here's the acceptable normal range. And so it would just be a little bit over the normal range, but still it's over the maximum level of normal. And then it'll say low, and it'll be lower by a certain amount as well. So yeah, I'm curious to see what the doctor has to come back with, having seen this, because there's quite a few highs and quite a few lows in there. So apparently there's some issues with the things I eat. Well, we kind of knew that too, right? And so yeah, so there you go. So who knows what that really means. We'll know further once the doctor's reviewed it and she has her comments on there. So, but yeah, look out the window. You see all that snow? Yeah, what happened to the first day of spring? I mean, now is it going to melt off? I don't know. It might be here for a while, because I think for the next week or so we have weather in the 40s. It's just a little bit above melting point, but not that much. I mean, it may take it several days before it goes away. So I'm glad to have been able to get out to do my rides. I did a number of rides. I did some reviews. What's today? Today's Thursday. So the Hemingway A7 review came out on the Russ is Right channel. And by the time you see this video, I can already talk about it, even though for me, it hasn't come out yet, but it's already been uploaded. Friday would be the release of the mobility scooter video. I asked you guys if you could, all that greasy stuff, if you could figure out what review product came in. I told you I couldn't tell you what it was. I think at least one of you mentioned it could be a mobility scooter, and it is. Yeah, talk a little bit more about that in a minute. And then just today I finished a video on how to change the Hemiway A7 e-bike from 20 miles an hour to a hidden version of how to put it to 28 miles per hour. Yeah, so that'll be useful for anyone who buys the A7 either through me or anyone who buys an A7, for Hemiway anyway. I mean, Hemiway will sell a number of these bikes, so people will search for it, and of course they will find it. So I will probably have the first one out on how to do that changeover, because they taught it to me by sending me a video. One of their engineers made it for us, and of course, those guys are out in China, so unless you speak Chinese, and they didn't know whether I do or I don't. I mean, they know that I'm Chinese, but if anything, these guys would speak Mandarin. I don't understand Mandarin. I understand more Cantonese than Mandarin. So they gave me their video. It's like a silent movie. I had to watch what buttons he was pushing and watch the display screen and how many times he pushed the button to get to the secret sections and everything. So I redid that video essentially, but with narration, right? I did my own version of it. So they'll use that to help promote their A7. I also mentioned to you that I was going to the P.O. Box, right? By the time you see this video, I don't know, maybe you won't even see this Tuesday. It might be even later. I mentioned that I was expecting another product to come in through the post office box, but, UPS store box. That came in. So when I went there, they had it. And so that's the only review item currently pending now. So I've caught up. I've caught up in the bikes. I'm glad I did it when I did it because, man, look, I mean, we got snow again. Can't go out there. I'm not doing that out there. It's too cold, first off. I mean, if you think about it, I ride a lot on the streets. And the streets are pretty much, melted off because of traffic and everything. But I'm still not going to go out there. I mean, it's going to be in the 40s for a week. So I was lucky to do it when I did it. In fact, the mobility scooter had a damaged mirror, so I had to wait for I was hoping to do that earlier. I had to wait for this mirror to come in as a replacement from the damaged one that came in because of shipping. And then, because I can't do the review if it's only one mirror sitting on it when it's designed for two mirrors to be on the handlebar thing, right? So the minute that came in, I says, ooh, I got to get out there and do the review now. So I went out there, I don't know what time it was, 6:30, something like that, in the evening. And they had a soccer games going on. There was an area I was able to bring it to. So I moved it to that area because it's an open parking lot type area there. And so I drove it over there, and then I did the review out there. But you can hear kids in the background, and you can see them, doing their soccer game and all that in the background. But I was lucky enough to at least be able to do that there. Now, here's the interesting thing with the scooter, okay? And this is not unusual because many of the scooters do have a backup horn that goes on when you back up the scooter. Mine's doesn't. My scooter that I bought like 10 years or so ago doesn't have this, okay? It's silent when I back it up. But I had mentioned to them, I says, do you have a version where you can turn on and turn off the backup horn? And they didn't have it, but they saw my concern about it. I said, I mean, if you think about it, there could be people who might buy a scooter, but they may not want this particular one simply because maybe they're in a situation where they have to be silent when they're moving around. Let's say you go to a concert, like it's a classical piano concert, and you're rolling in and you got to back up, and it starts beeping. That wouldn't be too good, right? So they said that they would take my suggestion under advice and maybe in the future come up with some model that might have an ability to either not have the horn at all, or maybe have a switch or something to turn it on, turn it off. So these are the type of things that, I think when they develop products like this, they have full intention, the reason the horn's there is for safety, right? It's a backup horn. so that the bike, the scooter doesn't move quickly when it backs up, but you don't want to run people's feet over when you're backing up. So the horn goes off, and it's a pretty loud horn. So this is where when you do a review and then you give them back feedback as a user of the product, it changes potential future products, right? So I told them, I says, hey, look, if you ever come up with another version that doesn't have the horn or has an ability to switch it on and off, send it to me, because I'll do another review for it, because the scooter is actually pretty good. Yeah. For the money, it was like $549.99 with all the discounts. I was like, wow. I mean, I paid $1,800 for my scooter when I got it, and it's very similar in basically its abilities to function. So I'm amazed how low they have gotten products like this down. So now it's more affordable for the average person with a disability. Now, you might be wondering, why do you put this on the Russ is Right channel? It's an e-bike channel. Well, you have to remember, it started out as a knee replacement channel. And a lot of people still watch these knee replacement videos and make comments on them. Yeah. In fact, just this week, I had a couple comments from knee replacements patients. So it still serves a purpose there. And I want to continue to help the people who have the knee issues. Because, I had the knee issue for a long time. Now my issue is really hips. When I'm walking around, it's not the knee that hurts anymore, it's my hips. So I probably need a hip replacement, probably need two, one on each side. But yeah, I'm not going to go in. I'm not going in unless I absolutely have to. After going through 2 years of a knee replacement thing, although they say the hip replacement is a lot easier, but still, come on, I don't want to do it. So I use my mobility scooter all the time whenever there's long distances I have to walk around in. Like this year I'm heading out on another cruise. I'll be taking the scooter, and even when I did the Volo Auto Museum, I take the scooter because it's a lot of walking. I can't do it. So that's why we have products like that I'm very happy to review, even though technically they're not e-bike related for that channel. Now you might wonder why we don't put it on this channel. Well, they didn't offer it for this channel. They offered it for the other channel, and the people who have the knee issues and disability issues are watching the Russ is Right channel, not this channel. So it makes the most sense to continue to put it there. I know that not everyone's going to watch it. I mean, if you don't have an issue or you don't know anybody that needs it, you're not going to watch that video, but that's okay. It's okay. It still serves a purpose. It still helps people out. So that's why I do it. So anytime I see any of those medical type devices that I think might be helpful for someone, I'll take those on. Yeah. And they'll probably sit on the Russ is Right channel, because that's where people are looking, for that type of advice and products. So anyways, that's all I have for you guys for today. I just wanted to let you know I'm pretty much caught up at this point. Doing the best I can, but, look at that snow outside. I just can't go out riding all the time. So yeah, as far as the future here, once I start riding, like I said before, I'll be talking a lot of the stuff on the Russ is Right channel. If you're here only because you found the More from Russ channel, go subscribe to the Russ is Right channel too, because I'll be doing more of this type of talk on that channel during our riding season. And then for this channel, I'll be taking you to different places. Yeah, I'll try my best to bring you around. And then, of course, even just these simple talks as we do in the car, we'll continue doing that besides the places I might end up taking you to go. So I have a couple things planned coming up, so can't talk about it. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I'll talk to you guys next time.